guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna and I'm a little bit spooky. Today we are doing this futuristic Valentine's Day glam. It got a little bit of an element of a cyberpunk vibe in there, yet it's soft and romantic at the same time, and I love the way this look came out. It was a real surprise with the way it came out because I'm playing with the Naughty Nude palette again from Huda, and I haven't fully dived into every single shadow in the palette yet. And I was really surprised at the way they applied to dye. They were much different than what they look like in the pan, and just from hand swatching, they look different on the eye. In the best way. They were such pleasant surprises throughout. And I really like the way the look came out. I think it's got a softness to it, yet it's got a futuristic, cyberpunk kind of vibe going at the same time. And I love that. I think it looks really cool. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, hang out with me today, play with the Huda Naughty Nudes, then go ahead and just keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know if there's some more Valentine's Day looks you want to see. I do have a blood red one planned, kind of very gothy, dark gothic romance vibes. I have that one planned to do next using the Melt Cosmetics Waiting Room palette. And I think I'm going to do some more with this because I'm really enjoying this Naughty Nude palette. The pleasant surprises with it. So yeah, if any of that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. And without further ado, let's get into this makeup look. I want to create just a nice little romantic kind of vibe makeup look today. We're going into Valentine's Day, late winter, so I want to do something soft, romantic, and just pretty. I don't know. And for this look today, I'm going to use the Huda Naughty palette because, is there a more appropriate Valentine's Day type of palette? It's kind of got that vibe, you know what I mean? First thing I'm going to do is take the shade Juicy and run it through the transition on a Morphe M441. Build up that nice transition area. I'm going to go for the more reddy, pinky tones today. And Juicy is a surprising shade because it pulls quite pink. If you build it up, it'll go a little more brown. It definitely has a pinky undertone to it. I'm just kind of grazing that through the transition and socket lightly. Let's take a Sigma E44 firm blender, and I want to go into, I think, a little bit of Tamed. I take that just on the tip of this brush and start to build that out here on the outer corner. Oh, that's way more purple than I thought. Oops. Oh dang, that is fully purple. I didn't realize that. I thought that was going to be a little bit more burgundy. In the pan, it looks so much like the other deep shade. I really couldn't tell the difference. But okay, maybe we'll have a little bit of a purple vibe in our look. Got a loose game plan here. So yeah, spicy in the outer corner here. And I'm just going to buff that right out here and slowly build up that pigmentation. Let that flow into Juicy. This shade's way more purple than you think it's gonna be. Looking at it in the pan, it looks like a dark, almost burgundy. But on the eye, it definitely comes off a little bit more eggplant. You definitely see a blueness in it. I'm just gonna keep building that right out here. Circular motions, and let it flow over into the crease and into Juicy. I'm gonna take this Detail Diffuse crease from Sigma, go back into Juicy, and just come right above that and blend it a little bit more concentrated. My biggest blending brush here. Make sure everything is looking soft. Back to the firm blender, a little bit more of spicy. Continue to build that up out here. I like this firm blender because it deposits good pigmentation without blending the shade too far. You can kind of keep it concentrated, even though it's a little bit of a thicker brush. It just fits right in that little nook perfectly and diffuses the edges so beautifully. Just a little bit over whatever's left on the brush. I'm going to take this little Detail Diffuse crease with a little bit of spicy. Just really gently start to work it through the socket a little bit. I'm going to relax my eye, go back in with some Juicy, and see right where I want the shade to go and blend it so that I have a nice transition. When my eye is relaxed, you can still see the shade. And it's creating the shape that I want. Really focusing in on that socket line, or the brow bone, orbital bone, more so than the fold of my skin. Alright, I'm going to clean that brush off and just blend the edge, soften that out. Let's take a little Precision Firm blender, a little more spicy, and get right up in here, this outer corner. I recommend if you have hooded eyes, like I do, or more mature eyelids to relax your eye while you blend or while you do your eyeshadow. That way you can see what's going to be visible when your eyes relax instead of staying like this the whole time. So I start like that, and then I do this, like raise my eyebrows so that I can blend it and make sure everything's smooth. But you need to make sure everything's gonna be the placement right when you relax your eyes. I'm gonna keep building up spicy. I want that to be real dark out here. I am going for some drama. And let's go to the Firm Blender E44, buff that edge out. Wing that just a little bit. Buff. I want this to be grungy and vampy and very... Right, I might come back and revisit this shade. We'll see. So obviously I've done one eye because I wanted to experiment and see what I was gonna do. So let's move on to this one. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the shade Slippery. Is that even a shade? It's the jelly stuff. The petroleum jelly, basically. And I'm gonna use that just on the lid itself as a nice little base, because that works super well. I love using this as a base. I've done it a few times and it's worked out really well. And next, I'm gonna take on my finger, I'm gonna go into Provocative. Such a pretty purple mixed with a like warm glittery gold. And I'm gonna put that in the center of the lid. It like kind of turns to a rose gold, really, which is very pretty. All right, and then I'm gonna take the shade Shameless, which is a pink with a gold to kind of fuchsia shift. It's like a duochrome. And I put that, I'm using a little sponge tip applicator just so I can get in there. This little nook, that on the inner part. See how that like shifts purple? And in some lights it's more golden. It's such a pretty color. I'm gonna use that to just brighten up that inner part. I hate using my finger. And go back and forth a little just to marry those shades together. I think that's such a pretty like gradient. Have that little bit of pink in the inner corner, but when the light hits it a certain way, it turns more gold. Like I'm not a pink eyeshadow person, but I like the way this looks. And I'm gonna go in the outer corner with my little Firm Precision blender here with a little bit of spicy and just blend that together. Make sure everything is looking nice and smooth right out here. And there's a nice flow between the shades. Every shade in this palette has surprised me in application. Really go on so different looking than they do in the pan, in a good way. Like everything's always been like prettier or totally different, but like, whoa, I like it. Like it's been really nice surprises. You know, I really think would be pretty with this though, with that pink in there, is to pop a little bit of Tantric just on the inner corner, because it is more of that gold and it will pull the gold out of the Shameless shade. Yeah, that looks cool. Overcomplicating? Definitely. But I'm just sitting here playing. This is cyberpunk romance. That's what this look is. I like that a lot. Alright, I'm gonna get my biggest blending brush and just give everything a nice little once over. I always do a dark color in the outer corner to kind of give my eyes a little bit more lift, and I think it enhances them because I have kind of downturned, droopy eyes. So I'm usually trying to combat that. I love how that Provocative shade turns like rose gold. That is so pretty, so surprising. So I kind of want to pull a little more of that. There we go. I love having that little bit of pink kind of violet shift in there too. It just gives it a very cool futuristic element. Do a little back and forth painting. But there's still like a softness to the look, even though it's kind of dramatic. Let's do a little eyeliner. I'm thinking I'm just do like a black liquid liner across the upper lash line. I use the Honest Beauty liquid liner. I like this one quite a bit. Okay, I just spent way too long fussing over this eyeliner. Anyways, I got a wing on. You know how you just keep messing with it and you just keep making it worse. All I have was one little spot that I didn't like, where I flicked it a little bit too upward more than the other eye. I was just trying to even it out. Anyway, so I fixed that and then put a little bit more of that darkest purple, the spicy shade, just kind of like right out here to marry into that wing to kind of give us that nice elongated, lifted, vampy look. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and do my face makeup, all that part of it, and we'll be back to do lower lash line and the finishing touches as usual and wrap this all up. Right, lower lash line time. Okay, why did I put my palette away? I hate when I do that. It made a mess in my little workspace. What happens when I go do complexion? It just... Anyway, I've got foundation done, contour bronze, and have just lined my lips with a little bit of NYX matte suede liner in, I think, Los Angeles. No, Soft Spoken. This is not the shade I'm meant to grab, but it's fine. I thought it looked a little dusty warm. I was looking for, I think Los Angeles was the shade I was looking for. Okay, lower lash line time. I'm gonna take my Sigma medium sweeper and I'm gonna go straight on into spicy. Just on kind of one side of the brush and the tip, tap off and just start to run that along here. Ooh, I like that. Smoke that out. Kind of float over. I'm gonna just float into that wing. I'm gonna take my little detailed diffused crease. A little bit of juicy on the tip of that. Knock it off. Squinch. And come on across here. Okay. Let's use this little brush. This is a Morphe 152. I'm gonna take a little bit slippery on the tip of that. I'm just gonna paint it right here. I'm kind of getting into those little pearls within there and getting a little color. Just like at random. So that actually put a little pigmentation down. Alright, now let's take a little bit of Shameless on that same brush. Just wiped it off on my leg. The pants leg. And kind of try to pat it right in here. Really pretty pop of purpley pink under there. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Tantric and put that like a little more focus on the inner part. Alright. I think this eye look came out pretty good so far. It's just a little bit of shimmer catching the light on the lower lash line, the inner part. That pink just like, yeah, cool. Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna take that same little brush, I'm gonna clean it off really well and get just a little bit of spicy on the tip. Knock it off. Get right up in here. Just to make sure that's got some good depth. Alright, I'm gonna put on some false lashes and tidy up my brows, touch them up with sleep. Sitting on my leg. Something else I was gonna do. I can't remember. Oh my god, I just had my brain just went blank. Yeah, I think we need some lashes. So let me go put these lashes on and tighten my brows. I'll be right back. Where is anything? Got some lashes on, touched up the brows. I was just having a time with the lashes. And a tight line, and yeah. That's basically all you've missed. So let's go ahead and do some highlighter. I'm gonna jump into the Sugar Glow Kit from ABH because I haven't used it in a while. I feel like it would go good with this eye look. Okay. I'm going to start with the shade Gumdrop, which is such a pretty, weird little shade. It's got like a purple shift in there, kind of gold, or champagne-y-ish. I don't know, it's an odd shade. But I'm going to take that kind of broadly on the cheeks, just as kind of a little bit of a glow, because it's not like a super bright shade. It's just more that little bit of a tone I want in there. Brow bone lightly with it, a little up here, a little on the nose. Now I'm going to take a fan brush and jump into Starburst, which is more of a kind of an icier shade, a little bit brighter. Hit right up here on the tops of the cheeks. I think doing more than one highlighter sometimes can really like enhance a look. It's so excessive and subtle, but it gives the look something, okay? Leave me alone. Let me do what I like to do. Let's see how much more impact that shade has. So I think they play well together. Go just a little bit down the bridge of the nose. Feeling really matte today, so. Now for blush, I'm gonna jump over to this little ColourPop blush. This is the shade Vogue, and it's from their Dark Blooms collection. It's just a nice kind of warm mauve type of thing. A little bit of that on my blush brush. And focus it up here, higher on the cheeks, because that's where I like to apply blush. Really gives you that nice lifted look that I like to go for. Can I look snatched? Is that a thing for me? I want to look snatched. I'm gonna hit the inner corner with a little bit of Starburst just to really brighten that up in there. Just a little tap. And right here on the brow bone. Oh, lips! Duh, we need to do lips still. For lips, I'm gonna go in with ColourPop. What is this in? Flurries. Kind of mauve pink. That's real pink. I'm gonna do a weird little combo here of glosses because I can't decide which one I want to do. and I was experimenting and kind of mixed them together earlier, and it looked really pretty. So I'm just gonna mix them on the back of my hand. Just a little bit of both. But this is Pat McGrath Labs Naked Rose and Lavendering? Oh, these smell so good. Yeah, I think that one might just be a little too warm and the other one's a little too cool. But together, they make a really pretty combination. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand here and grab a little brush. Do I have a lip brush? Anything that resembles a lip brush? This little flat brush will do. Alright, so I'm gonna mix those together on the back of my hand, and they just kind of neutralize each other and create that perfect little shade. And I love the metallicness of these. Like, it ties into the eyes. We're going like full glittery at this point. There we go. We're just going there with it. And this eye look kind of gives me Divine Rose, the second one, vibes. Just gonna keep that focus in the center. And you know, let's try a little bit. Okay, that's just lavender. Just a touch of the rose. Okay, I think that looks pretty good together. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fix my hair, put my jewelry on, get dressed, all that, and I'll be right back for the finished look. And yeah, am I scattered? I've got like 3 videos going right now, like trying to film. I'm all over the place today. Okay, and here is the look all complete. I think it came out pretty good. I mean, I was a little bit surprised with the way some of the shadows came out. Like, I had a different vision, but I actually really like the way it turned out. We've got like a softer romantic cyberpunk vibe, and I'm not mad at that. So yeah, this is a nice kind of futuristic Valentine's Day look. So if you enjoyed hanging out with me today and all that, go ahead and like and subscribe. Comment down below, let me know if you want to see some more Valentine's Day looks. I'm doing more Valentine's Day looks because I'm in the mood for pretty romantic looks right now, even though it's still January. That is all for me today. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.